Hello everyone. In the series of learning C programming, today we will see types of programming language. See, in the earlier videos we have seen why do we write the program. Okay, we write program just to perform task, and our computer is actually run by the setup program. And now these programs are written in several programming language, and these programming languages are categorized into high level language and low level language. Okay, now let us first understand the low level programming language. Okay. So there are two types of low level programming language. One is machine language and another is assembly language. Okay. Let us understand first what is machine language. See, machine language means it only contains zeros and ones. This is called low level language. Why? Because it is very close to machine, or you can say it is very close to hardware or processor, because our CPU understand only zeros and one. If we want to write a program in any other language rather than zeros and one, then it won't execute that program, right? Now let us take an example. I want to perform multiplication of two numbers. Okay, so in machine language, how can we perform that? Just to perform this multiplication, we have to write bunch of zeros and ones. Here we are just assuming, right? This is the code, like for the multiplication of two numbers. Now, if you are writing this code for processor 1, CPU 1, and if you are trying to execute the same code on CPU 2, which is executing the instruction set 32 bits. Okay, so the code which you have written for CPU 1, which is executing the instruction set of 20 bits, will not get executed on the CPU 2, which is executing the instruction sets of 32 bits. Why? Because both CPUs are having a different processor architecture. Okay, and for that, just to write the program in machine language, we should have knowledge about processor architecture or CPU architecture, right? Architecture. Now, so just to multiply any numbers, whether it is 100 into 101 or any numbers, what we have to write? We have to write bunch of zeros and ones, and misplacement of any zero or one may result you in failure or will give you the incorrect result. So that is why this language is very difficult to understand by the user. Why? Because it contains only zeros and ones. Okay, and that is why it is very close to processors, or we can say CPU, right? Okay, so the another language we will see next is assembly language. And what is this assembly language? Assembly language is a middle level language. Here, if we want to perform the multiplication or addition or subtractions, anything that can be done with the help of mnemonics. For example, if you want to write program just to multiply these two numbers, so MUL is the mnemonics that you can use. If you want to add these two numbers, then you can use add. If you want to subtract number, then you can use SUB. Okay, this kind of programming you can learn in microcontroller or microprocessor subject. Here we will not go in such a detail. Now the same problem actually also arises here, which we have faced in machine language, which this assembly language is also machine dependent. Means if we are writing a program which is executing in CPU 1, which consists of instruction set of 20 bits, will not run on CPU 2 having instruction set of 32 bits, and that is why it is called machine dependent. So just to overcome the disadvantage of machine language and assembly language, the third level language, which is called high level language, came into picture, which is very similar to English, and it is a human friendly because it doesn't contain this zeros and ones. We can write program easily. Okay, the examples of high level languages are C, C++, Java, etc. Right? Let us quickly list out points on low level and high level language. So this machine level language is a machine friendly. Sorry, this low level language is a machine friendly. High level language is a human friendly. This contains zeros and ones and mnemonics also, while its structure or its keyword is just like a English language. Okay, and due to this zeros and ones and mnemonics, it is quite difficult to learn, while it is similar to English, and that is why it is easy to learn. These low level languages are machine dependent. If we write code for one CPU, will not get executed on another CPU which is having a different architecture. Okay, so here it is a machine independent. Okay, now the examples are machine language and assembly language. Sorry. The examples are C, C++, Java. I think here, due to its complexity, it is not widely used nowadays. Now it is very simple, and that is why it is widely used. Okay, so that's it for today. Take care. Bye bye.